So today I'm going to be showing you the absolute easiest way to learn a language on ChatGPT in 2025. So the simplest way to do this is not through a new chat or using a GPT specifically. Mind you, you could do that, but my favorite way to do this in 2025 is to simply use the projects mode. So by using projects, you can go ahead and click start a new project like this. And then from here, I'd recommend clicking travel or homework. In this case, we can go ahead and click homework unless you are learning a language for travel, but it doesn't really matter. And what I recommend doing is clicking up here and toggling on the project only memory. That way it keeps everything confined to the project homework space for the language that we're learning. Meaning all the memories that you have within this chat are going to stay confined to this chat. There won't be any information coming from other chats that seep through or from this chat that seeps into other chats. The memory and information that you provide to it will stay completely confined. That way, you can learn your language and you don't have to worry about it, integrating other information of things that you are doing in other chats. So you can go ahead after doing that and click Create Project. Now once you're here, you're going to want to prompt it to understand what it is exactly that you're doing. If you have any documents for the language you're trying to learn, you can simply go ahead and upload them here. Once again, because of what we toggled earlier, it'll stay confined to this space, which is perfect for learning a new language. It's almost like your own little classroom, your own little folder in the project section, confined to exactly the language that you're learning. So to begin, what I'd recommend doing is actually using this type of prompt. It doesn't have to be exactly the same, but it could be structured in a similar manner. Ideally, I had ChatGPT create this for me, and you can do that too by simply telling it what you want to do and that you need a prompt for learning a language within the projects mode. Or you can just copy the same format that I used here. So basically what I did is have it understand that I'm trying to learn Japanese in this case, and that I'm learning from the ground up. I'm a complete beginner and I'm trying to become better at the language. So for instance, I had ChatGPT create this, and it says basically, you are my dedicated Japanese language teacher. Inside this project, I assume I am a complete beginner until my answers show otherwise. Before providing any lessons, create your own structured diagnostic questionnaire to accurately evaluate my current level, goals, exposure, etc. So basically what I'm telling it to do is to understand that it's going to be my Japanese teacher, and also to ask me questions about my current proficiency and to understand exactly where I'm standing in it. Even though it understands we're a beginner here, it's helpful for it to always ask questions so it understands exactly where you're coming from and what your goals are as having it as a teacher. So we're going to do this, and it's going to give us back some questions to follow up with. And then what I'd recommend doing is going ahead and answering these questions one by one, and then figuring out exactly where you stand with ChatGPT so that it can literally become your own personal tutor or teacher. So for instance, here it asks if I've ever studied Japanese before. I will say none, never did it before, or coming as a new beginner completely. And it'll continue to give you a series of questions. So what is your main goal for learning Japanese? Let's just say for fun. And I'll show you just one more example of the types of questions that it gives, and then afterwards I will proceed to show you the results after it's completed. So how much time would you like to study Japanese each week? So obviously these questions are going to be designed to settle the parameters of what your time limit would be. So let's say 30 minutes a day, every day, and then it'll have a series of other questions as well. So I went through the remainder of the questions, and then we're just following up on our goals and what type of learning process we'd want, for instance, with reading or quizzes, and I just went through following that. Then finally we get to the conclusion where it says, excellent, you'll get mini quizzes and speaking practice every session, just like a real tutor. So then it gives a summary of your overall diagnostic results, what our plans are, and you can always change this at any time by just simply prompting ChatGPT within the project section. And as you can see here, personalized learning plan, phase 1, foundations, weeks 1 and 2, and it gives you a whole plan on what you'll be doing. And then you can go here and, for instance, say, ready to start your first lesson. You can say, yes, I am. And then from there, you can simply just begin learning. And like I said earlier, everything stays confined to your project. So if you ever have documents you need to upload, you can always come back and simply upload it within this little area, and everything stays confined to here, so that your complete learning aspect, or your whole journey on learning whatever language it is that you're doing will stay confined to this and not invade any of your other chats, which is, in my opinion, very important, especially if you're uploading documents. And as you can see here, so part 1 pronunciation basics, and you can go over all of the little things with it. And if you have any questions or you feel that you need to, downgrade and say you're having trouble and say to make it more beginner friendly, you can always prompt it, and that way you'll be able to learn a language using ChatGPT super simply. So hopefully you guys found this video helpful. If you did, please like and subscribe, and have a nice day.